Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 6, Episode 7, and today we go into the final game of the season with all to play for, as we've still got a slim outside chance of making the last playoff place. We play against Millwall, who are in third, as they look to wrap up the top place in the playoffs, and it could be us v Millwall again in the next episode, if all goes to plan today. We've done brilliantly all season to stay in touch, combined with the help we've had from Dougie Freedman, our director of football, and it would be a wonderful way to end it if we could sneak 6th place, although it does require us to win and West Brom to lose against inferior opposition in Hull City. So it is going to be tough, but we've got the goal difference advantage, so we know if both results go our way, we'll definitely get into that 6th position. It's just a matter of if. So let's go and look at our previous results, and then we can get straight into the game which we're all waiting to see. So let's look at the schedule then. You were with me for that massive Yorkshire derby against Sheffield United. We'd gone 5 games without a win and bounced back in that one with a 1-0 win. That was a brilliant game, and we followed it up with another 1-0 win at home to Middlesbrough this time. Steve Cook, who continues his lethal run from defence, 8 goals in 43, scoring at 1 in 5, 1 in 6. It's brilliant work from the lad, and he's been an absolute revelation on loan this year. So well done Dougie Freedman for that. However, unfortunately, our playoff push was halted by another 5-game winless run at the start of April, which we've only just ended. We lost 2-1 at relegation threatened Peterborough. They moved up towards mid-table now. Cook again got the goal in that one. We took the lead but threw it away with 10 minutes to go. If we'd hung on in that game, we'd have been level on points and in 6th place going into this one. We then lost 3-1 at home to Ipswich. We've been so strong at home normally. Very rarely lose a game even if we draw a few. Noel Goodwin got a late consolation, but we were already 3 down and out of it at that point. Then away to Preston. This game was a brilliant point we gained. We were 2-0 down after 8 minutes and came back with 5 minutes to go. Tiam off the bench and Steve Cook again in the 90th minute, getting the 2 goals for us in that one. We drew 0-0 at home to Aston Villa, a really boring affair. Villa was slightly on top, but we had to defend for our lives and did it well. Lloyd Kelly got another injury after coming back in. Unfortunately, his left back partner Charlie Taylor has also been getting knocks galore at the moment too. We then drew 2-2 away at Reading. This one was the opposite way round. We were 2-1 up going in stoppage time and conceded yet another one of those long-range screamers after we'd wasted a host of clear-cut chances. The positive in that one, youngster Niall Goodwin, who continues to develop well, scored another couple of goals to take his tally for the year into double figures. So a brilliant effort from him. He's going to be something special. The only worry for me going into the summer is he's wanted by a host of clubs. His asking price has been set at 30 million. That wasn't me. So Dougie Freedman must rate him highly, but I wouldn't be surprised in this modern market if that got close to being met soon. The last game before this episode was away at Brentford. We got back to winning ways against a side who I think were already relegated. They were in 23rd. Yeah, they're down. They're long gone already. We were 4-0 up at half-time. It was a brilliant performance. We made a slight tactical tweak with Corley Woodrow going into the target man role rather than playing as a complete forward. And it seemed to pay dividends as all of the front three found space to score. And Niall Goodwin again popping up with a goal. His 11th for the season as we just saw. So we go into this one in a positive frame of mind. If we look at the dynamics, it couldn't be much better really. We've got a couple of players who are unhappy, 2 of them who need to be going. Keenan Davis wants to play in a better division. I don't quite know how he's going to do that because he's not good enough for this one. Jordy van der Berg, he was decent for us in the second half of last year, but unfortunately just not good enough now. Dougie Freedman addressed that by bringing in Tapia in January, and now we've just got a third choice holding midfielder who will probably be out in the summer. Janino Bacuna's not happy because he's not getting many games, but I can't change a team that's fought so hard all year. So we're going to get into the game today against Millwall. It's going to be a really tough ask for us, especially missing a couple of players and with West Brom having a far easier game. The one man we're missing from our normal first 11 is Charlie Taylor. He's picked up a couple of knocks recently, and unfortunately Warren Potts, although resuming full training, nowhere near fit enough to be in the squad. Laird's got a knock too, but I don't actually think he's made an appearance for us, just one off the bench in the Carabao Cup. So let's have a look at the lineup for today. It's relatively familiar, just Lloyd Kelly coming in at left back and then choosing between our two holding midfielders. So we've got Lumley in goal, Colin and Kelly are the fullbacks with Lindsay and Cook in the middle, Tapia, Benniker and Goodwin the midfield three, and then Armstrong and Hozes on the wings off the target man Cauley Woodrow. He got his 10th for the season in the last one. Not a great return as he had a long goalless streak, but unfortunately I think that was because of the role we'd put him in. We've got the youngsters Burton and Jackson on the bench still. Both have had wage rises recently because they've reached 25 league games for the club. So Burton's on 26 now at the age of 19, and then Alex Jackson, who I think has just turned 21. In fact, he turned 21 well earlier in the season. He's reached 24 appearances and will go up after his next one. So a brilliant effort from those lads. We're just getting Adam Lewis back to fitness, which could be crucial if we get into the playoffs. We tried to start him in one game, but he picked up a knock. So we've reduced him to sub appearances for the moment until we get him back to full match fitness. A few players missing out on the squad. The unhappy Bakuna, the unfit Potts, and then a couple of injured pros and reserve players. But other than that, everyone's as you would expect, and we go into this game in good shape. But just before we do that, I almost forgot about the biggest bit of news so far. We've been given a new contract, another big wage rise from 9 to 12,000 a week. We keep our promotion wage rise, although it's obviously extremely unlikely we'll even reach the playoffs, let alone win them and get into the Premier League. But more importantly, we've got an additional 2 years there, so we've got all the way to 2026, and we'll get a huge payoff even if we get sacked. And more importantly, another club will have to give us a big offer to get us away from here. We never know if we overachieve, especially if we nick 6th place. Even if we don't win the playoffs, we could get some big offers. But we're not too worried about that at the moment, as we're enjoying our time at Barnsley. So let's get into the game and hope we can get a surprise result and nick that 6th place in the league, the final playoff position on the final day of the season. A 4-4-2 for Millwall, some familiar names. We mentioned Locatelli, who scored against us last time. They've got Bradshaw up front, Dummett and Joel Ward are the fullbacks. Don't forget in this game they were in the Premier League 2 years ago and they're also owned by a tycoon. So they've got plenty of money to spend and they've also got plenty of pedigree, having been a recent Premier League club. We're going to talk to the lads. Winkler keeps telling us not to say anything, but we're going to get them out to pick up where they last left off, which was a lovely 4-2 win at Brentford. So let's just hope. We're not expecting too much, but we've got an outside chance, so we want to try and make the most of it. If Millwall don't score from this, we'll get the latest scores up on the screen, which I think we can now, which hopefully will give us a chance to see what's going on around the grounds. Kelly's got the ball on the left, throws it in, it's cleared away long, it's found Bradshaw. I don't know why we're bringing the scores up, because realistically, it's all about what we do, but obviously we want to know if West Brom are losing as well. But Millwall are in on the left, Lindsay clears the cross away to Cook, just get rid of it. Lumley finally does that and it's long towards halfway. Millwall coming straight back though. Let's move those results out the way a little bit. Harrison down the right, Kelly wins it back for Hozes. He's going to put it in behind us, he doesn't, he switches to Armstrong. Armstrong charging to the edge of the box, goes for the shot but it's straight to Jamal Blackman, and unfortunately the highlight ends at 0-0. We've got a throw on the left hand side, it's Millwall in fact. Locatelli gets it from Dummett, he finds Donser. Coming over halfway to Johnston, who already looks a big threat on the left-hand side. Colin with a good sliding tackle. Harrison intercepts. It goes back to Locatelli. Harrison again. Millwall certainly look the more threatening so far, but we've hit them a couple of times with shots on the counter. Bradshaw finds Donser. They're going to get a cross in eventually. Johnston at the back post, but Lumley does well down to his left to claim it. It remains goalless, but Millwall are starting to threaten. Nearly 20 minutes gone, the sun's come out and Hozes has the ball for Kelly on the overlap. Delivers to Cauley Woodrow, knocked away. Good win on the edge. Deflects off Hutchinson and behind for a corner. That could have gone anywhere. In other news, we can see in the bottom right, West Brom have scored. So unfortunately, it looks like our dream's over even if we win. But we want to give the home fans something to shout about and make them buy their season tickets for next year. Lindsay had the ball, but the highlight ended. And now it's Millwall coming forward with a long free kick. Lindsay knocks it down for Kelly. Good win bringing it away from defence. Over halfway to Hozes. Been a good signing on the left for us, but gives it away this time. Tapia's going to be in the holding role as well. He's done a good job for us too, but neither of them are really good enough to be promotion contenders in their position. Lindsay gets the ball in the middle. We're keeping it nicely. I say as we give it away again, but it's headed straight to Benniker. Puts Woodrow in one-on-one. It's a good effort, but Blackman does brilliantly down to his right and tips it wide for a corner. It's going to be delivered by Goodwin. Goodwin's getting in towards the front post. Dummett knocks it away and Matthews flicks it further. Tapia recovers possession though and Colin switches it to Kelly on the left. His fellow fullback inside to Goodwin. Goodwin to Tapia. Tapia keeps it, goes to Benica. We're not really making much progress there, but we're keeping possession nicely and looking good. Armstrong finds Benica. Goodwin with a beautiful turn. 25 yards out for the shot, but just over the bar, and Millwall hold on at 0-0. Over half an hour gone, it's a long throw. We haven't seen many of them today. Headed straight away by Matthews though. Colin inside to Cook, who's on his way back from that throw. Tapia to Goodwin. He's got two men on the left. Finds Armstrong, who's out there for some reason. He delivers to the front post. Hozes loses out. Kelly recycles for Goodwin. Goodwin out to Kelly again. On the edge of the box to Woodrow. Straight at the keeper. It was a good effort, a snapshot, but it was easy. Another yard either side, and we might have had a chance. Tapia in the middle again. We're dominating the game now, which is brilliant to see against a really good side in this league. If we could just be a little more consistent and have that quality in attacking positions. Obviously the loan for Armstrong ends in the summer, so if we don't reach the playoffs, we'll also talk about the end of season review and what we're going to do next year, hoping that Dougie Freedman then achieves it for us. Woodrow holds it up well, finds Kelly on the left, delivers to the middle. Armstrong! Oh my word, what a bicycle kick! Have you seen anything like that? I've never seen that in this series or the other one. What a goal by Armstrong. Let's hope the loan gets renewed if he can keep doing that. An unbelievable bicycle kick from the edge of the box, and he's into the top corner. The keeper just stood there and applauded. It was absolutely wonderful. We're almost at the break, and even if we don't make the playoffs now, as Hull concede an equaliser, or West Brom concede an equaliser against Hull rather, we're now just 1 point away, and Armstrong's goal could be the fitting way to make it. It is half time then. I'm all over the place now. That goal has absolutely shaken me. What excitement, and what a wonderful goal by Nigel Armstrong. If only he did that a bit more regularly, or at least showed good finishing on the floor from the traditional shots, we'd be a little bit happier. But what a wonderful finish. Kelly's got the ball at the start of the second, and we just want to dominate the game again. But Goodwin's giving it away. That's uncharacteristic for him in the middle, but luckily we don't see any damage from it. The highlight ends, and 5 minutes into the second half, we're still comfortably ahead. We've got a long throw on the left. Kelly puts it in towards Cook. Headed away only as far as Tapia. That's a good chance, but he skied it. It's gone a long way over the bar, and now Millwall can bring it away with a free kick. Matthews goes up, but Lindsay heads away. Woodrow knocks it down, gives it away to Harrison. Donser to Hutchinson. Out to Paul Dummett, the left back. Over the top to Bradshaw. He's in one-on-one. It's gone through the keeper and it's in. It's level for Millwall. And unfortunately, as West Brom take the lead, it looks like both of those results are going against us now. And after the excitement of Armstrong's goal, we're all just a little bit deflated now. 20 minutes to go. We'll make some changes in a moment, and hopefully we'll be able to at least get a winner for our fans in this one. Let's make the changes then. Hozes hasn't had the best game. Adam Lewis, he's been brilliant in the first half of the year, so deserves a chance to come on in front of the fans. And then we've got Woodrow's not had the best match. Sabrino will come on as a poacher, something that may help us nick a goal the way we're playing. Tapia's not had the best game, but I don't really want to take him off. We could take Colin off, but I'll leave it for a while, and we'll think about it with 10 minutes to go. I'd like to bring one of the youngsters on, but obviously it depends on the situation of the match. Okay, 5 minutes to go. West Brom are still winning. We're definitely not going to. Lindsay's absolutely knackered, so let's take him off. Tom Burton will come on at left centre half. We're not too worried about the result now, as we know things aren't going to go our way. But either way, what a fantastic season. We said we'd be happy with mid-table, and we were fighting to the playoffs till the final game. A brilliant effort from the boys, and a wonderful goal to grace the last game of the season. Let's just see stoppage time out, and then we'll go and look at our plans for next year and the end of season review. 4.5 minutes played. We've got a long throw. It could be a great way to nick it. Goodwin on the edge of the box. Finds Kelly. Is the whistle going to go, or do we get a chance? We do, but Goodwin puts it straight at the keeper. Another good game from him, but it's straight at Blackman, and that will be the end. A brilliant performance from the lads. Deserved to win it, really, but we just gave away one sloppy chance, and Tom Bradshaw was clinical in front of goal. Let's go and talk to the lads. It was a tough result to take. It's probably the right one. I'm just going to say I'm happy with the performance because it was brilliant. We really played well against promotion contending sides, and I'll be surprised if Millwall don't have a good chance in the playoffs. I think they're the only side out of the four in the playoffs we haven't won against this year. We beat Watford 4-0 on camera. We beat Leicester 2-0 on camera. I'm not sure about West Brom. Let's go and have a look at that quickly. We lost on the first day of the season on camera, but we beat them in the follow-up on Boxing Day. So Millwall, by that logic, should be the strongest side because we've not been able to beat them. They've also had the best goal difference there, so we did well to limit them to 1 goal. A brilliant season from the lads to break 70 points. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. So we'll go and have a look at the end of season review in a moment and see what we'd like Dougie Freeman to do before next season. We'll also have a very quick look at the job centre screen just in case there's something remarkable we have to go and take. But firstly, let's quickly look at what the media have said about the game. Derby win the Championship. It's a bit strange really that Leicester bottled it. They were top for so long. They lost to us just before the new year and it all went wrong from then. Ipswich back into the Premier League as well. They always seem to do well on this game. West Brom secure their playoff spot. We knew that because we were the only team that could stop them. Armstrong shines, he certainly did. Go back and watch that bicycle kick 100 times. I know I will be when I'm editing this. What a wonderful goal it was. And we can't say anything other than he was superb in front of goal. We've got more times keeper Bakuna promise. We were close to making the playoffs and he's prepared to give us another season. Then why is he still unhappy about not playing? Get him out of the club, Dougie. He's got a poisonous atmosphere there. His attitude's hurting us. Valverde of Leeds is trying to sign Goodwin. Did they stay up in the Premier League? It doesn't look like they're going to. Have they still got a chance? With 1 game to go, they can, but Huddersfield just need a point from 2. Let's see what else was in there. A post-match press conference, we'll deal with that in a moment. So let's go and look at our end of season review for the squad. There's no one else that's unavailable now, so we'll put them in position order first, because we can just show you the depth of our squad now. There's 2 or 3 we'd probably like to trim it by, but with the long-term injuries and the extra loanees, they'll probably go naturally during the summer. In terms of appearances, let's see who the stalwarts have been. Lumley with 47, Woodrow 46, Lindsay and Cook 45. The centre-half partnership has been so important for us this year, as has Colin at right back, to be fair. If we go to the home screen, we've got the 3rd best defensive record in the league at the end of a season where we finished 7th. So we just missed a goal threat or 2, but at the back we were absolutely fantastic. And well done to all of those lads, although unfortunately most of them are wanted now, which could be a problem. Charlie Taylor, Liam Lindsay and Joe Lumley the keeper, all 3 of them wanted by various clubs, and that can make things extremely difficult for us. In midfield, the hero was obviously Goodwin. He made 44 appearances as well, and he actually finishes the season as top scorer, which shows where our problems are with the front 3. The first choice have only got 20 goals combined, although Jose's only started 11 to get his 4, so we can forgive him slightly for his part. In terms of assists, Adam Lewis on the left again only played half a season, but 7 assists in 19 starts, and it seemed like Woodrow's goals dried up when Lewis was out the side, as he was obviously delivering the perfect crosses. For average rating, Lloyd Kelly just about top of the list with Niall Goodwin. We can't say anything other than he's our player of the year. The young player coming through at the club, breaking into the first team, has made 125 league appearances now and was just absolutely sensational. If he stays, I'll probably stay. We can build a Premier League side around him. Cook and Taylor, 2 of the experienced signings by our director of football, both absolutely excellent. Cook's 33 now and starting to decline physically. I don't know if he'll bring him in for another year, but we certainly won't complain if Dougie does. If he doesn't bring him in, he's got to find someone of equal quality. A few other players, including the youngster Burton, got a rating above a 7, so plenty of promising signs for our youth prospects at the club. I guess if we don't get Cook back next year, maybe we play Burton in the first team. It's just the issue of having 2 left-footed centre-halves then. But otherwise, a really brilliant season. We finish it in 7th place, just 5 points off the playoffs, but it did go down to the final game. Unfortunately, the gap looks wider than it really was. We were knocked out of the first attempt in the FA Cup by Stoke, and yet the second attempt in the Carabao Cup by Tottenham Hotspur. But a really brilliant season overall, and I'm absolutely delighted with the squad and the way we stand. Hopefully Dougie will sell off some of that deadwood, the likes of Van Le Berger, a few of the loan players who will be going back, and can bring in 1 or 2 really quality quality players just to add to our squad, particularly in attacking areas. If we go and have a look quickly at the job centre as promised, just to see what's available as we stand at the moment. Nothing above League 2 in England, so we're not going to be taking anything there. There's one in the MLS, which isn't really a step up, and a couple across other leagues, including the Eredivisie and the Ladbrokes Premiership in Scotland. If we go and look at the job security, see if there are any jobs that might be available very soon, who's precarious or very insecure. Leicester City, Gareth Southgate, I guess that'll depend on whether he takes them up in the playoffs. Peru, an international job, that's something we haven't had yet. And Red Bull Salzburg, that could be an interesting move. A really reputable club who have got a lot of financial backing. So we're not going to apply for anything, but if jobs come up, we will certainly consider the job interviews. Although at the moment, we're very happy at Barnsley and the way things are going there. If we finish on our profile, just so we can see our reputation, we're studying for our National A licence now, as we found a club that's financially secure. We've got a 2.5-star reputation, which will hopefully help us when we apply for that bigger job. But at the moment, we're not considering that, as we're very happy with Nigel Goodwin. Although as soon as he's sold by Dougie, we'll certainly reconsider our plans. But if you did enjoy this episode and this season with Barnsley, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know your thoughts. Are you enjoying my work at Barnsley? I'm really liking having some youth prospects at the club. It's my favourite part of the game, playing homegrown players. So I'm really interested in that sort of thing. If you guys are as well, then let me know. We'll continue at Barnsley until we get that bigger realistic offer. Do you agree with me that we're just a couple of attacking players away from a promotion push? Or do you think Dougie needs to do a lot more work than I'm advising him to? We'll obviously be back for the start of Season 7 in the next episode. We're going to do things slightly differently next year in both saves. We're going to do the transfer window as a standalone episode, just because it seems to be taking a long time, and I'm conscious that not all of you have got half an hour to watch a big video at the start of the season. So we'll do a 10 to 15 minute transfer special one, and then a focus on our first game of the season afterwards. And as those videos come out at the start of Season 7 in both saves, give me your feedback, let me know what you think of them. We can always go back if you enjoyed the previous format more. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from my 2 long-term stories, this one The Head Coach, and our other series Part of the Furniture with Torquay United. There's a big climax to the season coming up in that one as well, so hopefully you'll stick around to see that too. But a massive thanks for watching and continuing to support this series and the channel as always, and we'll see you next time for the start of another big season.